Hey mommies, how are you? I hope that everyone is awesome. So I'm gonna dive right into it today because Isaac is looking at me. He's like, what are you doing? And he's messing with my thing that holds my camera thing. So my tripod. So I wanted to bring this across because it's something that I had a mom ask me today. And I started to kind of reflect on it and think about it a lot. And I don't think about it too much now because I've kind of learned to deal with, hold on, Isaac is coming up. I've learned to deal with things like this before, where I used to listen so much to my pediatrician, which I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to your pediatrician because obviously they know what is best for babies. But I've also learned to kind of trust my own instinct. And it's something that I've learned throughout my my journey as a mom. Mira. Who's there? So I've learned to trust my instincts as a mom throughout my journey, and I've learned to kind of listen to medical advice and to the pediatrician and doctors and stuff like that. But I've also learned to kind of analyze things a little bit further and see kind of what's working for me. So if something is working for me, then I kind of try and analyze what is the best choice in the end, you know, because at the end of the day, each baby's different, each family is different, each how should I say, method is different. So you kind of have to analyze and see what works for you. So in regards to, I hate this light, sorry. So in regards to things like nursing your baby to sleep, I remember when I started to take, after the 6-month appointment, the 6-month-old appointment with the pediatrician, she would say things like, okay, so you need to start transitioning your baby to your room and let him sleep on his own. And then something that she really stressed, she said it was really important, was that I should nurse him, brush his gums, and once he was teething, obviously his teeth, and then I should put him awake in the crib for him to go to sleep. That was mission impossible. He wouldn't even, I would put him on the crib and straight away he would be crying, he would be calling for me, and I could see him on the little monitor, and I was like, why am I even doing this? He doesn't feel comfortable doing it, I don't feel comfortable doing it, so what am I really trying to prove, and who am I trying to please? This just doesn't work for me. And when I did, that's when I started to co-sleep with Samuel, my first son. And then with Isaac, I didn't even try. We started to co-sleep with him from him being like, I think he was maybe like, I want to say around 2 months. That's when we started to co-sleep. He would be right next to our crib in a little like a bassinet thing right next to our bed. And then at 2 months, we started to co-sleep with him. But what I really wanted to make sure that you know about nursing your baby to sleep or for a nap, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, okay? We're biologically, how should I say, designed to go to sleep that way. In fact, it's so amazing that our breast milk contains special types of hormones that when your baby nurses, they go to sleep. It releases these like sleep-inducing hormones. And in fact, even the mom feels kind of sleepy, which I suffer from a lot. And those hormone levels go peak at night. So at night, they're the highest to help your baby sleep through the night. So that doesn't mean that your baby's gonna sleep all night. It's completely normal for your baby to wake up 2, 3, 4, 5 times through the night. There's no set of numbers that is right in regards to the amounts of times that your baby should be getting up through the night. What is important though to acknowledge and to kind of learn is that each baby is different, and sleeping is a milestone that a baby has to reach. It's like you wouldn't expect a baby to walk at 6 months, or you wouldn't expect a baby to walk exactly at a year. Each baby is different, so their development is different. And sleep, we kind of underrate it very much because it's such a psychological thing, and a baby has to be like, their development has to be ready for them to be able to go to sleep through the night. And it doesn't matter what you do, it's just that baby's system, and that's when they're good and ready, they'll sleep through the night. But whether you nurse them to sleep or not, it's not going to affect whether they're going to be kind of like able to sleep eventually through the night. It all depends, like I said, on how secure they feel, a lot of different things that are kind of come into place. But the most important thing is, if it works for you and it works for your baby and it works for your home and it works for your household, then do it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You'll also have people say, you know, in regards to cavities, that they're going to get cavities. Well, that's not the case. Cavities depend on a lot of other things, like what you feed your baby. And there's not, I mean, sure, breast milk has some sugar because it's sweet, but there's not much more than it would like other things. So as long as you maintain good hygiene of your baby's gums and teeth, they're not going to get tooth decay because of that, trust me. And like I said, tooth decay there's kids that brush their teeth all day and kids that eat sweets all day and they don't get cavities. So it really depends on kind of their should I say, like DNA or whatever you want to call it, whether they're going to get cavities and things like that or not. But the most important thing is that it's not wrong to nurse your baby to go to sleep. I would have lots of friends and people sending me videos that I shouldn't do that you should do this, that you should do the other. Well, that's not the case. Look, it works for me. In fact, look, it just worked for me now. Super tired and now he's asleep. So I do it all the time. In fact, I tend to think of it like it's a godsend, because if I didn't have my boobs to nurse my baby to sleep, he would never go to sleep, because that's the only way that Isaac, for example, goes to sleep. He'll only go to sleep with the boob. So it's very, how should I say this? It's a miracle for me, really. It's the only way that I can kind of make things work, and I'll do it for as long as he needs it, because that's how he feels safe and that's how he feels comfortable. This is his safe zone. He's like, if I have this, everything is good. So I've learned to accept that, and I've learned to embrace it, because it's a wonderful thing that we have and that we're able to share. So I just wanted to bring that to you, mommies, because it really kind of like annoys me so much when I have friends coming to me or other moms saying, you know, my pediatrician said this, what do you think, or what's your experience been? Well, I'm just letting you know what my experience has been, and a lot of moms that I've interacted with and lactation consultants in different breastfeeding groups, and finally that's what I was able to learn, that if it works for you, then that's fine. And you know, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, or that your baby is gonna wanna nurse for the rest of his life to be able to go to sleep. No, in fact, Samuel, my oldest, he sleeps like a champ, and he goes to bed on his own. And sometimes he has periods when he doesn't sleep all night, or periods where he wants me to come to bed with him and lay with him for a little bit before he goes to sleep. So that's fine too. Remember, children, their emotional development doesn't kind of start to regulate until they're about 7 or so. Before then, they need you so much. You're like their whole world. You're their support system. So make yourself available to them if you're able to. You know, that's what they're seeking and that's what they need. So just wanted to bring that, because I'm like super passionate about that particular one thing. And a mom asked me about it today, and I was like, oh my God, I'm glad that she asked this, because I'm able to give her like an honest opinion. Okay, mommies, bye.